Now let's shift the spotlight over to Israel elections as Benjamin Netanyahu, Israel's longest-serving prime minister, faces a battle for survival, a contest whose outcome may as well be referendum on his 10-year-long domination on Israeli politics. Both Bibi and his rival Benny Gantz visited the Western Wall the following night as Israeli voters get set to return to the polling booths for the second time in 5 months. Just before polls open across the country, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu and his main rival Benny Gantz made separate visits to the Western Wall in Jerusalem to hold a prayer at the Jewish holy site. Opinion polls put Gantz's centrist blue and white party and Netanyahu's right-wing Likud party in a head-to-head tight race, and the far-right Israeli Betinu party could emerge as kingmaker in the coalition talks if reports are to be believed. Now, Netanyahu's Likud and the blue and white may differ in ideology, at least as campaigning would suggest. There's not much separating the two, especially on key issues: the regional struggle against Iran ties with the Palestinians and the US, and the promise of a stable economy. So this election is a litmus test for Conservative Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, for whom much has been said already. Netanyahu is facing corruption charges and a tough opponent in Benny Gantz, the dark horse of Israeli politics. Here's a report.
Benjamin Bibi Netanyahu has held the position of Israel's Prime Minister since 2009. But his days may be numbered. A loss in the upcoming elections would be the end of his career. But where did Bibi's political career start? Who is the man many identify with Israel itself, and what are his political ideas? He was born in Tel Aviv and lived in the US during his teens. He went back to Israel as a young 18-year-old man to serve in an elite commando and fought in Lebanon and in the 1973 Arab-Israel War. Then in 1976, after his brother was killed in a raid to rescue hijacked Israeli hostages in Uganda, Netanyahu entered politics. He used the network he built while studying in the US to forge his public persona. He became one of Israel's main international advocates, and in 1984, his efforts gained him the prestigious position of Israeli ambassador to the United Nations. In 1988, Netanyahu earned a seat in the Israeli parliament, the Knesset, with the right-wing Likud party. He knew how to play politics and in 1992 became the party's secretary. But he was more ambitious than that and in 1996 ran for premiership. Israeli political veterans laughed at him, but he proved them wrong and won against Shimon Peres. He was the youngest prime minister Israel had ever had. It was a difficult mandate. He spent more time managing political infightings rather than developing the country, and this cost him a re-election. He left politics for a while but went back to work under Prime Minister Ariel Sharon, only to quit again in 2005 in protest against the decision of a full Israeli withdrawal from Gaza. The Israeli Prime Minister sees himself on the right wing of the political arena. Netanyahu has always supported the expansion of Israeli settlements within Palestinian territory. He firmly believes Israel is a Jewish state and considers impossible to avail an independent Palestinian state, which he thinks would turn into a potential hotbed for militant Islam. Netanyahu's strongest card is his international network and particularly his long-standing friendship with the United States of America. After a difficult relation with former President Barack Obama, he found in Donald Trump one of the most pro-Israeli US presidents.
The United States will withdraw from the Iran nuclear deal.
He withdrew from the 2015 Iran nuclear deal, which Netanyahu condemned thoroughly. Trump declared Jerusalem as Israel's capital city, cut all American funds towards Palestinians, and signed a decree recognizing the occupied Golan Heights as Israeli territory. And it was President Trump who overturned decades of American policy and green-lighted the relocation of the U.S. Embassy from the internationally recognized Israeli capital Tel Aviv to the contested city of Jerusalem.
Today, the embassy of the most powerful nation on earth, our greatest ally, the United States of America, today its embassy opened here.
These are all successes Prime Minister Netanyahu can present as his own and may help him overcome his legal challenges.
Benjamin Netanyahu is no doubt among the most veteran personalities of the Israeli political scenario. He knows how to win an election, he knows how to talk to his country, but this time he bears the brunt of failure. 6 months ago he failed in securing a government coalition, and he decided, instead to leave it to his opponent the chance to try to form a coalition, to go again to election, to ask the Israelis to vote once again, which is also an enormous cost in terms of public finances, and many in Israel didn't like it. It is a very, very challenging election that he is going to face, but as I said, he's playing all his cards, and this might lead him to success. Daniele Pagani reporting from Amman for WION, World is One.